What's up, guys? It is Jonathan with One Big Impact. So I thought I would make this video today because this is something that I recently went through, and I actually think that it is probably really valid information. And I keep forgetting to make the video, but here it is. And it's about that stuff, travel. So the most important thing that you remember is to look for your passport before you get ready to travel. I recently traveled and I didn't look for my passport until about a week and a half out. What happened because of that? Well, I went into panic mode. There were some other people that traveled with us. We did it a few different ways. If you are last minute getting your travel, now this goes for the state of Arizona, but I would assume it's probably going to be similar no matter where you are doing this. By the way, if at the end of this video you get value, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and go check us out on Facebook. Our group is called World Travelers, and also on Instagram at One Big Impact. Now, here's the information. Say you're 2 months out, 3 months out, no problem. Get your regular passport through like the post office or the courthouse, and you can expedite it so that you don't have to worry. And I don't think it's too much more. I want to say that route's going to cost you like $190 roughly. Now, the next route is going to cost you $400 or $500. And say you are traveling in 3 weeks, okay? If you're traveling in 3 weeks, you can go through like Rush My Passport or one of those websites or something like that. But the problem is you can't actually go file your paperwork until you are within the 2 week out range, and you can't get an appointment. You have to be 2 weeks or less from travel. Now that's going to cost you $400 or $500, maybe $600 or whatever. Once that person that did that got theirs sent out, they got it within, I want to say like exactly 7 days. It was like exact on the dot. Their customer service was super sketchy. They were like, oh, maybe it's going to come that day or the day after. And it's like, when we called and it's like, well, you can't come the day after. Like, what are you talking about? It can't come. So we're like panicking and stuff. So they need to work on that for sure. And, but it came, and there was like 3 or 4 days before travel. So it was fine. Okay. Now the final way that I did was I realized at like the last minute that I didn't have my passport, which is hilarious because somebody apparently lit it on fire. So that's whatever. But anyway, that being said, I traveled I realized that I could go. It was too far gone for me to do the 2 weeks out. I was like a week and a half out or a week out or something like that. And so I had to go to like Tucson, the main location. Well, apparently I thought I was going to get it that day because it was so close to travel. But if it's not within 3 business days or 3 days of travel, or 72 hours exactly of travel, they send it to you, which is like more stress. So if you're trying to get it like same day, if you have your documents in order and stuff like that, you can get it at a passport location. You may have to drive. There's only one. It was 2.5 hours from here. But they sent me mine, and it literally was there like 2 days later, and it was like 4 or 5 days prior to travel or something like that. So it was actually perfectly fine. That route costed me, I think, right around $300 total with the travel and everything and stuff like that. So plus a day off of work and stuff like that. So there was definitely some cost involved in all of these. But there are options, and I hope that information helps you. If there's any questions or any things that I'm not explaining, but just know that there are options. Don't freak out. Most places are going to let you go day of or week out or something like that if you have to. But you have to make sure you have your documents in order. If you don't have your documents in order, that was another thing. I didn't have my birth certificate either. Oh, shit. So it was a mess. I had to like contact California where I was born, and I had to get that shipped out, and I had to get that overnighted. That was another $100. So I forgot about that. Like, so yeah, that was a mess. And they were super helpful. Like, I'm not going to lie. Everything was like as seamless as it possibly could be during an extremely stressful situation, because obviously we booked like a powerlifting competition, and like hotels and flights and everything were coming up and stuff like that, and everything was crazy. So you can get it last minute, okay? You can. Don't freak out. Just make sure you have your documents in order. Get your birth certificate immediately. Like, that's going to be like almost involved on everything, on every aspect. So just so you know, which way do I think is the best? Obviously, 2 months out, 3 months out, less stress. I think the second option was pretty decent. Honestly, the price sucked, but it was pretty decent because they did have like a liaison helping you and stuff like that, and they could definitely go down there for you. They do the Tucson version for you, and then in the other version, you actually have to physically go down to the location, and usually it could be kind of far from you. So I hope that helped you. Questions? Just ask. Bye.